Whether you admire him or criticize him, one thing is almost impossible to deny. He is one of the most influential figures in Nigeria's democratic history.
In the spirit of new dawn of a renewed hope, our government understands your problems.
For more than 3 decades, his name has remained at the center of Nigeria's political conversation. To some, he is the architect of modern Lagos and a master political strategist. To others, he represents the old political establishment, surrounded by controversies that continue to fuel debate across the country. How did a man who once worked as an accountant become one of the most powerful politicians in Nigeria? What decisions shaped his journey, and what made millions believe in his leadership? But beyond the campaign slogans, beyond the headlines, and beyond the social media arguments, who really is PBAT? Today, we'll look beyond emotions and political affiliations. We'll examine the man, his journey, his achievements, the criticisms, and the legacy he is building. This isn't about telling you what to think, it's about giving you the facts so you can decide for yourself. Welcome to my honest opinion. Let's begin. Bola Ahmed Tinubu was born on the 29th of March, 1952, in Lagos. Although aspects of his early life, including details of his birth records and educational history, have been debated publicly over the years, Tinubu has consistently maintained his account of his background, and he has met the legal requirements to contest and hold public office under Nigerian law. As a young man, he traveled to the United States to further his education. He studied accounting and later graduated from Chicago State University with a degree in business administration. Before entering politics, Tinubu worked with multinational companies, including Deloitte and Mobile Oil Nigeria. He built a successful career in finance, rising through the ranks as an accountant and financial executive. Those who knew him at the time described him as ambitious, analytical, and disciplined. Nigeria in the early 1990s was a country struggling under military rule. The hope for democracy was growing, and many young professionals began answering the call to public service. Tinubu was one of them. In 1992, he contested for the Senate under the platform of the Social Democratic Party, popularly known as the SDPP. He won, representing Lagos West in what became the Third Nigerian Republic. Although that democratic experiment was cut short by the military takeover, led by General Sani Abacha, Tinubu's political journey had only just begun. Unlike many politicians who chose silence during the military era, Tinubu became associated with the pro-democracy movement. He joined the National Democratic Coalition, widely known as NEDECO, a group that campaigned for the restoration of democracy after the annulment of the 12th of June 1993 presidential election. As pressure on pro-democracy activists intensified, Tinubu went into exile. Nigeria returned to democratic rule in 1999. Tinubu contested and was elected governor of Lagos State. He inherited a state struggling with rapid population growth, poor infrastructure, weak internally generated revenue, and pressure on public services. His administration focused on increasing the state's internally generated revenue through tax and financial reforms. Supporters say these reforms laid the financial foundation for the Lagos we know today. The increased revenue helped fund roads, schools, healthcare, environmental projects, and institutional reforms. Tinubu also became known for identifying and mentoring political talent. Many individuals who later became governors, ministers, and senior public officials emerged from his political network. It was during this period that many Nigerians began referring to him as a political strategist and eventually a kingmaker. His influence was no longer limited to Lagos. It had become national, and behold, the current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
By the end of his tenure as governor of Lagos State, he had transformed from a former accountant and senator into one of the most influential figures in Nigerian politics. His supporters see him as a visionary to institutions. His critics argue that his growing political influence raises important questions. Whichever side of the debate you stand on, one thing is clear: his journey has had a profound impact on Nigeria's political landscape, and his story continues to shape the nation's future. In our next episode, we'll turn our attention to another political figure. We'll examine his journey, achievements, and the questions surrounding his vision for Nigeria. But before then, I'd like to hear from you. Do you believe PBAT's greatest achievement was his time as governor of Lagos, or did his influence truly begin after leaving office? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. This is my honest opinion. See you next time.